Hey everyone, so today is June 25th, 2010, and this week's theme, books. First off, there have been a few changes to PSC 2010. Our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays have been replaced for now. Mondays are now covered by Fatalist Palmistry. Tuesdays will be Seuss until Stephanie returns, and Wednesdays is going to be really bad. Yuri Akigawa, I think that's how you say it. So those are our new people. Everything else is still the same. But anyway, so this week's theme, books. I am so pumped about this topic. I love books. Like, books are like my crack, basically. I've been reading since I was 3. My grandma taught me how to read because she hated that I would spend all day long watching Power Rangers or like Barney. So she taught me how to read. By 3rd grade, I had a collegiate reading level. I could read the same as a junior in college, which means I could comprehend studies and research and things like that, and understand what they were talking about. So I was like in charge of like reading to the class in kindergarten and all that stuff too. It was really fun. I loved it. And like Dr. Seuss Day in 3rd grade, I brought all my Dr. Seuss books in, and like I had a big trash bag full of them, and everyone was like, "Why do you have all those books?" I was like, "Because I like reading." And I sat there and read like 30 of them in one day. It was cute. I loved myself when I was little. My nose is really itchy. Hair keeps touching it, so I'm really sorry. I keep like scratching my nose. So books. There's 3 books in the world that I just cannot stand. And you can really tell when I don't like a book because the spine only has like 1 crease in it if it's a paperback. So, let's see. This book. I want to burn this book. This book and this book and this one are my least favorite books in the entire world, except for Jane Austen novels. I know, a lot of girls probably just like, "Oh, you don't like Jane Austen? I can't stand her." Like, I was in 8th grade, and my spectrum teacher tried to make us read Northanger Abbey. Like, it was so bad. It was just terrible. Like, I don't even think about it. But like I said, you can tell how much I hate a book by the crease on the spine, and there's only 1. It's like there's 2, but there's really not. It's just a scratch. This is my summer reading for 2005, freshman year. I hated it so much that I had a reading chart on the front page thing, and like you can't really tell, but I would literally read 3 to 6 pages a night, and that was it because I couldn't stand it. Like, it was that bad. Like, I read entire novels in a night, and I couldn't even read this book. Like, I just gave up. Oh, and then my nephew colored in the back of it for me. He's real sweet. So, and this book, I want to burn it. I hate this book really, really, really bad. We had to read it senior year, and it was so depressing. Like, it's just one of the most depressing books I've ever read or heard of. And then last year for my English class, last semester, it was on the syllabus, and I was like, I literally almost dropped the class because this book was on the syllabus again, and I was like, I really don't want to have to ever read this book again. So I didn't. I just read the clip notes for it, just do myself. Next book. Oh, Jane Eyre. I just really hate it. I just really don't like this book. It's really sad and depressing too. It's one of those books where I just like, favorite books. These are like my top whatever number this is that I'm about to show you guys. Running with Scissors by Gaston Burrows. I adore this novel. Actually, whenever I get around to writing my stories, plural, it'll probably be framed like his are, how it's kind of like just the way he writes the stories, basically. I recommend this book to anybody except for like people who are homosexual. I mean, homophobic, and I'm really easily grossed out. I can't believe I said homosexual. Whatever. If you're gay and you want to read this book, please go for it, by all means. But if you're homophobic, I kind of warn against it. I mean, I would read it. I'm not homophobic or homosexual. I'm very straight, and I like this book. And then this book, In Our Time, by Ernest Hemingway. I wrote like two papers about this book in last semester. It's really good. It's a bunch of short stories about like Vietnam or World War II. I can't remember, but it's really like Hemingway, so I just read it all the time. This one, and I had a couple books to talk about. I told you. These two, we both read sophomore year, and we read that along with those two, along with Animal Farm. I don't have that over here, but that's another one of my favorite books. They're really good. I like books that are like alternate reality, kind of. I don't like sci-fi necessarily, but I really like alternate, like, world type deals. Like, it's still Earth, but it's like different. Like this one, Last Babylon. I love this book so much. This was part of our freshman year reading, along with Great Expectations and A Walk Across America, I think that's what it's called. That's an awesome book. You all should read A Walk Across America in this book. Okay? It's awesome. This one is about how, like, the world gets, like, bombed by nuclear bombs, and it's written in, like, 1960. Like, this guy died in 1964, so it was, like, before 1960 when everything was crazy with, like, nuclear stuff and, you know. So this book is awesome. I recommend it to everybody. Please just read it. It's so good. Other favorite books, classics, you know, typical books that my generation reads, J.D. Salinger and Perks of Being a Wallflower. Like, this book, I love it so much. I have, like, parts of it highlighted. Like, so this is my life. I'm both happy. I want you to know that I'm both happy and sad, and I'm trying to figure out how that could be. Love it. Love this book so much. I just have random parts of it highlighted. It's so good. And then this one, obviously, there's nothing to say about that. It's just so good. War novels are my big thing. War novels and different kind of worlds. Those are my big favorite books. This one I've read a lot. I've read it like 4 different times, and I've written like 3 papers on it. It's just really good. It's basically about war and the stories that soldiers carried with them through, well, it's one in particular. I think his name was Pete, but I might be completely wrong. I've read a lot of books. And then this one we had to read for English this semester as well. It's called The English Patient by Michael Ondaatje. It's really good. It's like actually really good. And then, of course, if you haven't read this book or seen the movie, we won't be friends, because you won't understand half the things I talk about. That's all there is really to say about it. Like, it just... And then, my current reading books that I'm in the process of trying to read, I have 5. This one. I really like this one. It's really good. It's about people who move to LA. I haven't started any other ones yet, though. People who try to move to LA and, like, try and get their lives together or whatever. And then Pearl's Buck, The Good Earth. Margaret Atwood's Alias Grace. Say You're One of Them by the Capon. Capon. I don't know how to say his first name. And then this is like my girly novel, like my girly author, Jodi Picoult. All of her books are exactly the same. The plot lines are the same, and each of them, I can't help it, they're just so good. Oh, but here's my favorite part. It's bad. I have to hide my name. Please note that I actually wrote down the dates that I got these books. And then I finished this one in 11 hours and 35 minutes. Straight through. These are my favorite books. This one is my all-time favorite Harry Potter book, as you can tell by the tape spine and the folds and the creases and how dog-eared it is. And look at the spine of this book. It's like not even level anymore. And then you know. Okay, so those are my books. There's more books over there in my little stuff. It's like not even a quarter of the books I own. I literally own over like 300 books, I think. I just brought all my favorite ones, or the ones I thought I'd need in college with me. The rest of them are up in my attic. Probably making my attic fall down at home because there's so many of them. But yeah, so books. I'm a complete book nerd. And if you ever want to get to my heart, please buy me a book. I love books. Just don't buy me shitty books. I'll be really pissed off. Okay, so I think that is it for this week. And I can't wait to hear about you guys' favorite books. Like, I'm so excited. Better have some good book recommendations, guys. Alright, see you guys next Friday.